invite all of you to take a big inhale and exhale to calm your mind down. Let's do this for 10 seconds. No matter where you are right now, whether your morning has been very serene, peaceful, or full of unexpected things that's happening, let's calm ourselves down. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's do this one more time. Inhale all the positivity, the calmness, the greatness that you want to feel. Inhale. Exhale of all the unwanted things in your life, whether it's negativity, whether it's bad stuff, whether it's things that you just want to get rid of. Exhale gently. And for the next 58, 57 minutes or so, we invite everyone to practice mindfulness, because this meeting is very important, whereby we get to feel and listen to each and every one of us who will be role playing. Before that, I'd like to acknowledge our 7 magnificent role players to make our meeting possible. Of course, is our TOD, Wendy, project speech speaker Harizar, Suisin, who is going to be our speech evaluator, and of course, the table topics master Sasi, followed by table topics evaluator Mimpo, and of course, our grammarian Harlina, and of course, once in a while, she'll be taking photo together with Mimpo as well. And of course, Patsy, our very important timer. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to kickstart our meeting?
Yes.
If you are, yes, I'd love to hear your voice too. With this, my honor to welcome our Toastmaster of the day, President MIMKL, Patsy. No, it's not Patsy, but it's Wendy Ong. Wendy, are you ready? I'm so happy all of us are practice active listening skills. Let's give our biggest round of applause to our TOD, Wendy Ong. Wendy, take it away.
Thank you so much, Patricia, President of Advanced #Ardent Speakers Club. A very good afternoon, good day, fellow members and guests. It is my honor to walk you through the myriad of books where an outrageous amount of stories have been written for today's theme, which is the story of our lives. Don't judge a book by its cover. Each and every one of us have a unique story to tell about our lives. We could talk about our past experiences, or we could talk about the life that we were looking forward to. As today is 1st of August, a beginning of a new month, and we are already halfway through 2022, I believe each and every one of us would like to sit back and reflect. What has gone through in the past few months in our life in 2022, and how are we going to rewrite our story as we progress through towards the end of 2022? Are we going to finish strong? Are we going to have something more interesting or perhaps outrageous that's going to happen at the end of 2022? Let us sit back and reflect on what has happened, and perhaps let us start a new chapter in our life as we pen down the stories that you want to write or rewrite in your life. Life is like a box of chocolate. Our stories could be bitter, sweet, entertaining, or even outrageous. Let your imagination run wild. And for today, our grammarian, who is Helena, has chosen the word outrageous. Outrageous means, can be used as an adjective, meaning shockingly bad or excessive. For example, an outrageous act of bribery. Or it could also mean very bold and unusual, or rather shocking. For example, her outrageous leotards and sexy routines. So every time you hear the word outrageous being spoken, I would want each and every one of you to give your thumbs up so as to give Helena a very encouraging role for her to play as we used the word outrageous in our speeches as well as in our whatever table topic session. So moving on, I would like to invite our project speaker for today, which is Hariza Faiz, who will be delivering her level 1 speech on researching and presenting from the Engaging Humor Pathways. Hariza is a lecturer by profession, teaching English and critical thinking. As previously shared, Hariza likes to discuss current issues, especially regarding topics that are controversial. She does this so that these topics are no longer seen as taboo, and speaking about hush-hush issues in public is one of the best strategies to create awareness and bring about positive changes. So for today, our speaker, Hariza, is going to present her prepared speech entitled, "Be a Man, Do the Right Thing." So listen up, gentlemen. This lady is going to talk about be a man, do the right thing. May I present Hariza Faiz. Over to you, Hariza.
Thank you so much, Wendy. So, be a man, do the right thing. Now, before I begin with the speech, I'm going to share with you some statistics. So this happens once every 35 minutes in Malaysia. 90% involves underage girls. And for every 120 reported cases, only 3 will go to trial. Can you guess what these are statistics of? Let me tell you what these are statistics of, okay? And it is going to be outrageous, okay? These are statistics of rape cases in Malaysia. Let me repeat that again, okay? Rape cases. Every 35 minutes, once in every 35 minutes, 90% involves underage girls. And for every 120 reported cases, only 3 will go to trial. Now, before I get the not all men hashtag on my topic or on my title, let me give you another statistic. Globally, okay, globally, an estimated 91% of victims are female and only 9% are male. Now, even though there are a male victim, right, the perpetrators are still males, and 99% of all cases perpetrators are male. So that is why I am putting light on the men in this case. Okay. Now let's go through some misconceptions. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I have looked through, I have participated in some online discussions. I've read some online comments. There are so many misconceptions of rape. Many people always imagine rape to be, breaking and entering, somebody wearing like a baklava or, with black mask. And then the victim is lying on the bed and this person will hit the victim. There'll be bruises, there'll be cuts and so on and so forth. But this is not the only depiction, or this is not the only definition of rape. Okay. Nowadays, I think with the advent of technology, with a lot more people meeting strangers, we have to talk about what else can be considered rape. So rape is not always physically violent. It doesn't always involve bruises and cuts or wounds. It is not always physically painful. The victim sometimes don't even know that she is a victim. Okay? This is what we call sexual coercion. So sexual coercion is when this situation involves pressure. Okay? What sort of pressure? The most common that we see is when there is a power imbalance. When there is one person who holds power over the other person. So the other person feels like they have to say yes. They have to want it. They have to enjoy it. Yes, correct. Okay, sexual coercion. So they are not giving consent freely. Although we sometimes think consent means to freely, join or agree to something, but some consent are not given freely. So although it does not involve physical force, it is still very damaging because, you know, sometimes at the end of the day, people feel confused, people feel uncomfortable. That means consent was not given. Okay, so many news we see nowadays involve minors, and this is the most clear-cut example that there is no consent, because people under the age of 18, people who are not considered adult cannot give consent, even though, you know, they enjoyed it. I'm sorry to say that, even though people say they wanted it. Okay, there's no such thing as consent when minor is involved. And this is so disheartening and outrageous to see in Malaysia, where if you look through social media with current issues, current news, many people are arguing, oh, you know, she liked it, she wanted it, you know, she loved him. This is still considered rape because she is underage. This is a child that we are talking about. And what's even more alarming is in adulthood, many sexual assault cases goes unreported because we don't know. People don't know it is sexual assault. People don't know they can report. So, for example, in situation of power imbalance, it can happen anywhere and with everyone. Okay, like I mentioned, the workplace. Okay, the most classic case is a superior and a subordinate. Of course, when it involves your livelihood, right? It involves where you make your, you make your income. All right, there is a certain situation where you want to please the person who is in charge of this. Okay, so this is considered sexual assault also, because there is a condition to you giving up or having a good time with someone, basically. So this happens when there is a person of authority at the workplace, for example, when the person is older. Okay, this happens in society a lot. And this one, I don't know, but in my culture, I always notice when there is a significant family acquaintance. You know, like if you're going out with somebody's son or you're going out with somebody's daughter, and you feel the need to somehow, please the person that you are with. So this is also considered assault. Okay. And I also want to share some discussion because I work with young adults. So we always talk about what is happening, what they are experiencing. And because nowadays the dating world is all, at the fingertips. Okay. This is where I talk about strangers meeting strangers. Okay, there's no mutual friends, so there's no accountability, there's no sense of, I can do whatever I want. Okay, so when I talk to these people, right, they always say, right, there is this pressure to always, to act cool and to give in. And especially when, a man takes out a girl, a boy, I would say a boy, because I think they're not matured yet. Okay, a boy takes out a girl, and he shows her a good time, he buys her a nice lunch or dinner, and then there is pressure at the end of the day, for the girl to kind of repay the man for all the good times that, he had shown her. So this is also sexual assault because there is no real consent there, there is pressure. So in this case, both men and women, and this can happen in both men and women, sometimes girls will use guilt trip, or okay, girls too can be perpetrators and they too can be predators, So this is just a reminder for guys and girls: you don't have to please anyone. You don't have to meet society's expectations. You don't have to be cool all the time. So why do we need to talk about all this? Because largely a lot of these cases goes unreported, and commonly because there is a lot of stigma and scrutiny around it. People don't like to talk about it. So I want to talk about it, and I want people to talk about it. So at the end of this, everyone, both men and women, act like a man, be a man, do the right thing, don't pressure, don't cause hurt, don't rape. Thank you. Back to you, Wendy.
Thank you so much, Hariza. It reminds me of this advertisement that you always hear on the radio. When the girl says no, means no. It's not maybe. So listen up. So thank you so much for your speech, which was really enthralled. We were really enthralled by the figures and the research that you have done to come up with this project speech. And to evaluate Hariza's speech, I would like to invite her evaluator, which is Yi Shui Shin, who is the president of the Yangon Toastmasters Club. the one and only club in Myanmar. Let's give a round of applause to Yi Shui Shin. Over to you, Shui Shin.
Thank you so much, our Toastmaster of the day. And congratulations to our speaker. Everyone, please join with me to congratulate our speaker, because I believe that she just met the purpose of the speech. It was like really well structured and well researched. The whole speech, she just presented with a percentage. And I see that this is so relevant and so well structured and well researched. So good job on that. And I really love, like, in your speech, I see your hand gestures and also your facial expression. Sometimes your face is straight, sometimes your face something like unlikable facial expression when you talk about the other things. And sometimes you just smile. So facial expression was really awesome, the whole speech. And then next is your hand gestures. Also, you use like meaningful hand gestures in some parts. So that's really great. And next is interest. I see that people are interesting, even they just respond in the chat box, and some people show the emoji, and like it is really interesting, and we are listening the whole speech to you. So interest, it was really great. And then what I love, one more thing is, at the conclusion of your speech, you end with very powerful statement, do the right things, and you remind the audience like with a very clear and powerful message to the audience about the sexual thing. So that's really great, and I love it. So here, one thing that I see is that you can consider for your next speech is eye contact. So sometimes I see that like you are looking at the percentage or the number, so eye contact just move to another side. So next time, yeah, you can stick the your note on beside the camera or something like this, so that you can get the right eye contact with the audience, and this would be like so much interacting with the audience. So yeah. So next time you can work on the eye contact, and also if you don't want to stick here, like you can also use the PowerPoint slides that written with the PowerPoint percentage and well researched, so that like we know it very clearly. Oh, we see it very clearly also. So that's really great if you can have a straight eye contact with the audience. So here, one more thing that you can challenge yourself is, next time when you're delivering your speech, you can stand up in a stand-up position, and then you can deliver your speech, because this would be really, awesome that you can use your hand gestures very widely and you have a wide stage. So next time you can challenge by delivering your speech by standing up. So all in all, I love your speech that you use your hand gestures and then interest and your content structure. Start with question and then well-researched a report, and then end with a great reminder. So that's really great. And you can work on the eye contact, and you can challenge yourself by standing up. So all in all, I love your speech, and congratulations that you met your speech purpose. With that, back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Shin, for her encouraging feedback to Hariza's speech. So just that perhaps you could add in that Hariza could actually include her credibility of her sources. So because this is a research and presenting speech, so where she got the resources from, that would actually further enhance on her speech. So moving on, we will have another session where we call Table Topics, where we learn to speak on our feet. And for this session, let us all have our past president, Sasi Kumar, to engage us with more interesting topics for the day. Over to you, Sasi.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. And I'm very delighted to see all of y'all in today's meeting. And table topics is no strange to all of us. However, I would like to emphasize the importance of table topics. It makes us to think on the feet, and it encourages not only in terms of speaking ability, but also thinking, listening, and giving feedback immediately. And with that, in line with today's theme, we want to hear about stories of our lives, right? So I would love to do something different. So can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. So there is going to be an imaginary time machine So for the volunteers, I'm going to give or the time machine going to bring you guys or the volunteers to a specific timeline. And instead of telling it's more like if I'm say, tell me about the first time you proposed to your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. So instead in the normal table topics, rather than saying the first time I did this, I want y'all to be physically hypnotize yourself being on that timeline and tell about what do you feel or what do you experience at that point of time. Rather than telling as a story, I want y'all to go back to that particular timeline and tell how you felt at that point of time. You are physically at that point of timeline. I hope I made it clear. Is that okay? So
Yes.
volunteers, please.
Yes. Duncan is the first volunteer.
Okay, Duncan. So you woke up, you're very nervous, and your parents are bringing you or accompanying you to the first day of your school.
Oh, you're muted, Duncan.
The first day at school. I've wanted to go to school for years. I was at a kindergarten for about a year and a half, and there was a boy there I didn't like. He used to punch me. I hated going there. So I used to tell my mum, I want to go to school. I want to go to school, real big boy school with big boys and big girls. I want to be in a real place like my big brother. So here I am right now in front of the gates, and I'm walking through into the classroom to meet my new teacher. This is Duncan, says my mum. Hello, Duncan. How are you? Says the teacher, looking down on me. I look up at her. This is going to be my teacher. But it's big boys and big girls school. I'm going to be happy here. I'm going to learn things. So I make my way to the front of the class and I sit down with the other kids next to me. And they're also new, just like me. We kind of look at each other. And then the teacher comes in front and sits in front of us. And she starts to tell us a story. It's a story about Jack and Jill going up the hill to fetch a pail of water. I've heard it a million times, of course, my mum and dad. But this was special because it was from my teacher at my school, big boys and big girls school. And everybody next to me, we're all lapping it up. We're all enjoying it. Then the story's over. It's time for a lesson. 3 + 4 is 7. 8 + 6 is 14. Mathematics, sums we used to call it then. And that was just part of my day. So now the red lights come on. I better say, thank you very much, everybody. And I go back home to be with my mum and dad. See you. All the best. Back to you, Table Topics Master. Thank you.
Well done, Duncan. Well done. And who would like to try out the time machine next? Sokwa. Okay. Sokwa, let's see where the time machine brings you. Okay, the time machine drops you and you found yourself sitting in a chair waiting for your turn to attend your first job interview.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So I just need to share about how I feel, is it?
You are at that moment in time at the job interview.
Yeah, rather than saying it as a story of past, you are actually right now, imagine yourself waiting for your job interview. You are waiting for your turn.
What's your feeling? What's your anticipation at that moment in time?
Okay, thank you. All right. Oh my God, it's like there are so many other candidates. Today, I didn't expect this. And this office looks so luxury and different from my past experience. And I didn't really expect to be this big scale. So, okay, I just need to focus right now. get myself grounded and forget about what was the past experience like. So I just focus on right now and keep myself calm and steady. So I just need to take a few deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. All right, so later on, how am I going to share with the interviewer? Who am I? Okay. I have done this a lot of times, so I believe what I've learned in Toastmasters will definitely bring me into good practice. So I just need to believe in myself that I can do it this time. So just don't worry about who are the other people, but just be myself and show the best version of myself later on. All right, okay, so don't think so much so far. You believe yourself that you can do it, and definitely you will do something outrageous today and impress the interviewers. Good luck so far, you can do it. I love you. Thank you. Back to you, Safi.
Thank you, Sohwa. And I believe you really did that as well. And next,
BK.
yes, next we have BK.
Hi.
So BK, so the time machine drops you on your bed and you just woke up, you saw everyone in your family busy because it's just few hours left for your own big day, your wedding.
Wow. That's the biggest thing. I thought I was like Donnie Darko. That the engine turbine just crashes on me. But no, this is my big wedding day. So yes, when I woke up, it was my big wedding day. And I can imagine I started to begin my day at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And you can see the anxiety of my parents trying to get me dressed up. So because I had to leave the house by 6:30 a.m. Because in our Chinese tradition, we have this tradition whereby the groom would attend to the bride early in the morning, and they will play these kind of games whereby it's the last so-called quote unquote chasing game, whereby you will chase your wife or the bride, because right after you married, there will be no more chasing because you'll be then to focus on family life. So I went straight to dress up myself. Then you can see there's some sort of tears in my parents' eyes. I mean, because they were so happy and elated also, but basically they were sad to see that their only son getting married, the only family to start married, and would settle down from there, with any parents worrying for their kids too. So we started off, it was a quick journey because we were staying quite close by in BJ. It was daylight. Fortunately, the weather was good, so we can play those games. Then it was a really hectic morning whereby we dip our toes into the water to try to get the key, because everything has challenges ahead before you get to the bride's room. So we play the chili padi, that whereby we eat the spiciest things, or my best men and my best pals also wear bras, trying to get ahead of all the ladies or the bride's ladies itself, like trying to throw hurdle on us. But eventually all these games has started to finish by around 10 a.m. and we attended church. Over to you, Sasi.
Thank you, BK. And next we have Chui Ping.
Ping.
Yes, Sasi.
Chui Ping. So
Yeah.
you received a phone call, an unexpected phone call, and it was a bad news, a demise of someone who you are close to.
I was so devastated. I just received a phone call that my dad had passed on. He was in the hospital and he had just done his dialysis. And I took him to the hospital yesterday. I just could not believe that my father, my dear beloved father, has passed on. He has always been a pillar in my life. And now not to have him with us in the family is really devastating. I just couldn't speak to anyone. And I know I had to contact relatives about my father's passing on so that they will know, as we will have to do the wake ceremony and the funeral arrangements. And it was like a really big burden. So I just have to do it. I have to pull myself up and take charge of things now. Even though my father is gone, I have to make sure that everything about his funeral arrangements will go on smoothly. And for that, I do thank that my siblings were such a great help, and we all rallied together and help each other. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you, Chui Ping. And I believe your father is your guiding star now. And next, we have our division director, Louisa. Louisa, are you ready to see where the time machine going to drop you?
Yes, ready.
You are talking to a friend or a colleague, and that particular person mentioned a word that you have never heard before. And that word is Toastmasters.
Anita, sorry, what did you say?
Toastmasters.
Toast beer? Toast what? Toast?
Toastmasters.
It's such an interesting word, Anita. So what, you are now part of this group? Huh. And what do you all do? Make speeches, how boring. What's with the toast? Oh, the origin of the word came from toasting, I see. And now, how long have you been a member? Oh, okay. You want to pick me? Sure. How much do I have to pay? What do I have to? Is there a dress code? What if I can't speak? Ah, okay. So just to observe. Okay. Did you know? Now that I think of the word Toastmaster, my dad, he was a Toastmaster before. I can still remember a photograph, and he was in a suit, and it was at PJ Hilton, and there was a pen, and it said consolation prize for speech contest. It'll be very interesting if this turns out to be interesting, because I don't know what started in America. Do you think you'll be working in Malaysia? Well, what's the gap like? Ah, okay, all right. So you feel good about it. Okay, no problem. I'll take it, and at the worst case is I just won't join anymore, and If I enjoy it, I'll join you as a member. Okay, thank you. Back to you, Tracy.
Sorry, Luisa, I didn't know it's part of the egg.
Yes.
Took me a while to understand that. Okay, that was a good one. And next we have Serene. Okay, Serene, you are in an airport and you're going to board a flight for the first time in your life. You are in an airport, you're going to board a flight for the first time in your life.
All right. Wow, I feel very excited and very outrageous as well, as I have been never on board. Since young, I always heard my rich auntie share with us how nice on the sky. She flew from this country to another country, and she made me imagine like I'm the bird. I can fly without any passport. So nice. So yes, I was having very outrageous imagination during my young times. And who knows, today it turns to my real time to be in the airport and to make my first air ticket booking. Imagine this, how exciting that I am right now. Especially today is my birthday. So yes, so imagine this, if this is your birthday and then you are on flight or you're doing anything, what is your imagination or what are you going to expect to have something? Of course, you must think to have something special, right? Like example, the air ticket, the airline will offer you everything free. Yes, to me, I feel this is not outrageous, but this is very exciting because your birthday, you are the queen or you are the king, right? Yes, thank you, DK, for your can link to me. So definitely I will feel like I'm the queen when I book the air ticket, and I wish to have all this special gift from the air flight. And the same time, the most important thing is I must ready my passport and I must ready everything with me before I make the booking. But I believe, Susie, you are so perfect. I think you will do everything ready first before you go on it. And then to me, I think this is a good time for me to experience for my own to make the booking. I think I will call Sassy to help me on that. All right, thank you. And back to you, Sassy, thanks.
Thank you. And once again, happy birthday to you, Serene.
Thank you.
And last but not least, we have Patsy. So yeah, so this topic is not only table topics for her, it's also for me because I just instantly came up with this topic because there were 7 speakers. So Patsy, are you ready?
Yes. Okay.
Yep. So the time machine drops you in your office and you had a very bad day because your boss just blast out at you for something that you didn't do or something that you don't deserve, sorry. So I repeat, the time machine drops you at your office and you had a bad day because your boss just bombarded you for something that you don't deserve.
Mr. General Manager, I respect your time and I also respect my time. Now I am in the office and doing my work in the middle of a very important project. I know you're my boss, but you know what? I have to finish up this one immediately. If there's any other thing more important, then you just drop in. And next time, would you please just let me know in advance? At least, please, boss, you can even knock the door. Okay, boss, how can I help you? Oh, okay. That is cool. That's no problem. Yeah, I can get it done. definitely. Let me finish the project I have now, and definitely I will get back to you as soon as I finish up this project. Boss, I respect you, your time, and hope next time you respect mine. All right. Thank you. Okay. All right. Back to you. Thanks.
Thank you, Patsy, and thanks to all the wonderful 7 speakers. I think, I was too minded to come up with this concept because I thought it's going to be, it might be outrageously difficult, but I think all of you all proved me wrong, being in an advanced club. In fact, we got 7 speakers today. So I think all of you all did very well. Congratulations. And I wish to hear more speeches from all of you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much. Let's give a big round of applause again to our host table topic master, Sasi Kumar. And shall we, SAA, shall we launch the poll? Yes, very quickly as we launch, pick the best table topic speaker, we will very quickly move on to our table topics evaluation. Let's just close the poll very quickly before we move on to our evaluation of all 7 speakers.
Well, I
Okay.
need to, yeah, even Toastmaster of the Day, I can start the evaluation while
Okay,
the
good.
poll is running. Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Congratulations to all of the speakers for today because you have told a very wonderful and exciting story as well. I can hear your emotion here. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you. You really traveled back to the time and really be present at the time. First, from Duncan, I would say that yes, I heard your enthusiasm to go to the school when you are a child, and you're also really moving left and right to show that you are the curious boy when you're attending the school. So I would like to say that yes, it's so fun and so excited to go back to school. Well done, Duncan. I would say to hear your excitement as well. The one that I would like you to improve is to have your hand gesture move a little bit upward, or maybe adjust the camera angle so that your hand gesture can be fully in the camera frame. I would say that's the only room of improvement I would like to offer to you, Duncan. Next will be Sukhwa. Despite all the situation and also places you are in Sukhwa, congratulations and giving you to experience your first interview, I would say. The only thing that I would say that may want to improve because you are in the outside, so the camera angle and also eye contact may not be directly at the camera. So perhaps you have to take note on that due to the situation. Thank you, Sukhwa. Next, I would like to also congratulate BK for your wedding. I would say it's so exciting, yes. And also you have explained well the tradition of the Chinese wedding too. For you, in order for you to improve, perhaps you may adjust your camera angle so that we can look at your at least like half body, not just the face, and cut down some unnecessary movements such as touching your eyeglasses. I have no idea. Is that part of your speech? No, right? Please reduce on that. Thank you, BK. Next, Chui Ping. I really like how you gather some time, gather some thought to express your sadness. Your emotion, your sadness have great influence to all of us as audience. Well done on that. And also, I noticed that you have adjusted your sitting so that you can have a better presentation. Good job, Chui Ping. The one that I really want you to encourage is to stand out and deliver so that will be more impactful. Thank you, Chui Ping. Next will be Louisa. What a different way of delivering the table topic. Monologue, I would say, and also incorporate the act together with the table topic master, and he caught a guard. That's a great job on delivering a different type of table topic. Well done, Louisa. For me, I'm a bit confused when you are either doing a monologue or a dialogue. Perhaps you can explain and pause when you are doing a monologue so that you know that you are really is choosing a monologue and move on to another conversation. That's for me. And next will be Serene. Wow, Serene have a very lively hand gesture and also really have her excitement to spread across the audience because of her birthday. I would say, well done, Serene. And she also include audience as well, BK, as part of the speech as well. So that is very seldom, and I have seen quite rare to include audience as part of the table topic. So the one thing that I also want you to take note is to cut down your upper body movement to less moving front and up, so that's where I can see you a bit still and deliver your speech in a more confident manner. That's all from me, Serene. And last but not least, Patsy. Wow. I would say if I met my boss and speak to him or her like that, I will be shivering already. I can hear your firm voice and also you're upset to your boss, and yet you are controlling yourself. And eventually you are firm in your standing and explain to your boss that, yes, I'm upset and perhaps can inform you better. So that is the emotion that I can get from you, Patsy. The part that I would like you to improve is the part that nodding your head, because I noticed you have involuntary nodding your head without the reason or without as a part of the speech. That's all from me to you, Patsy. Overall, all speakers, outrageous speech delivery, great job. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Minpo. Very well done for all evaluation of all 7 speakers. So now moving on, let's have the grammarian and our counter report from Helena. Helena, over to you.
Thank you, our Toastmaster of the day, Wendy. For the counter report, I'm gonna share you this table. Minpo, can you please let me share? Or can I share? Oh,
yes, you can.
All right. I can share. Can you see this table? This is for our counter report. This is what I have managed to catch. Wendy, so far only 1 speech crutch, which is very good. And Hariza has 2, Shwesen has 1 and 3 And basically, most of you nailed it. You have not very much speech crutches. And so far, Sukwa, Chui Ping, Louisa, I didn't manage to catch any speech crutches. So congrats to you. And for the other report on the grammarian, for the usage of word of the day, outrageous. I hope that I can get it right. Probably there are some of you that may mention the word of the day. I might miss it, but this is from what I gather. Wendy, you have mentioned it twice. Hariza once. Sukwa once. Serene, she has mentioned it 3 times. Sasi 1 and Minpo 1. For the excellent use of words and phrases, I'll start with the phrases. Life is like a box of chocolate. That's 1. The other one is imagination run wild. Heart-wrenchingly painful. Rape is not always physically violent. Sexual coercion. Disheartening and outrageous. Pillar in my life. Rally together. Some good words that has been mentioned in this meeting. Taboo and trial and also anticipation. So far, I have not managed any misuse of words and any wrong pronunciation in the meeting. And yeah, that's all from me. Over to you, Andy.
Thank you so much, Helena, for your counter and grammarian report. So far, so good. We are doing well with time. And let's hear from our Miss Rolex or Miss Patek Philippe, Patsy. Patsy, over to you for the timekeeper's report.
Great. Hi, everyone. Well, it was quite an outrageous experience for me. As a matter of fact, the first time serving you as a timer. I'm trying to keep all the record. As a matter of fact, in the chat box, you might see some of the records, but not completely. So I would like to tell our prepared speaker today, and well, you spend a little bit over time, 7 minutes, 40 seconds. I tried to cheat, but I couldn't. It's integrity. Otherwise, I would like to say it's 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, it's a good try. Very, very good. And for our IE, then Yishu Xingwei, 3 minutes, 15 seconds. For the table topic speakers, Duncan, 2 minutes, 17 seconds. For Shu Hua, 1 minute, 39 seconds. And Ben Kwang spent 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Shu Ping spent 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Louisa, 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Serving, 2 minutes, 4 seconds. There's only 2 I could not have the time to write it down. The one is the Min Paul, and the overtime, well, 5 minutes, 48 seconds. And Harina, actually, I think this, well, my times are still running. As a matter of fact, Harina, I believe for your account report grammarian, that is within 3 minutes. So you should have spent much more time to elaborate those details. Okay, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patsy. So we are almost coming to the close of the meeting. Let's hear a few words of feedback from our members.